Welcome to Turn Riding Fear Around podcast. Simple methods to overcome fear and start riding again. I'm Elise Hittinger, and I'm the host for your journey to courage. This is episode 192. Mounting isn't the problem. Rushing is. It's not mounting that creates the anxiety. It's the rush we feel to get it over with. At least for me. So here's a couple things that we can do. The very first thing is we can slow down. We can feel like we have all the time in the world to get on our horse. And this is so important not only for our nervous system, but for our horses as well. Because the more we can slow down mounting, break it into smaller pieces, the more opportunities we have for our relaxation and to get our horses to relax, to get our horses ready for us to get on. When we're rushing, that doesn't happen. When I used to take lessons, I used to take jumper lessons all the time, 5 or 6 days a week. It was group lessons. And we were always walking to the mounting block, up the steps, getting on, and the next person was right behind us. So there was no pause getting on. Now you got on very softly, and you didn't sit down on the saddle until you'd walked for a bit. You held yourself off the saddle, but it was still, even looking back at that now, I can feel my tension. It was rushed. And when you can just take your time, if your horse isn't really calm, you'll notice it. You can work on your horse being calm. If you aren't really calm, you'll notice it because you'll want to rush. And you can take your time. Heck, you could even braid a little braid into your horse's mane while you're standing there waiting to mount. Little things just to pause. The other really critical factor here is when we're in a group, I know for me, I feel the pressure. I feel the pressure to get on. I feel the pressure to get on right. I feel the pressure to get on in their time. You and your horse are most important. You have to take care of you. You have to take care of your horse. And just even in the last week, I've seen so many accidents, posts on Facebook. And it was because people were trying to keep up with others. They were doing things with others. They were out of their own comfort zone, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if it's if it's beyond one step out of their comfort zone, if they're 10 feet out of their comfort zone, if they're 100 yards out of their comfort zone, if they're a mile out of their comfort zone, that has an impact on our nervous system and our horse's nervous system. Don't worry about others and don't let other people pressure you. There were probably 50 trail rides I would have gone on if I'd let my friends pressure me. And I didn't go. Yes, I felt pity for myself. Yes, I sat and cried. But who knows what would have happened if I had gone with my level of anxiety, sitting on a jumper who was already anxious. Who knows what would have happened? It could have been disastrous. So I made the right choice. It wasn't easy, but I made the right choice. And the third thing is calm is not negotiable. Just make that your mantra. Calm comes from you taking the time to mount in a quiet, non-pressured, slow, quiet way. And I don't share this very often, but I know somebody who continued getting on a horse that was anxious when they got on every time. And a number of people talked to her, please don't do that. Please take the time to get your horse quiet with mounting. And she didn't. She thought she knew everything. She was a trainer. And she went to get on that horse one day and it didn't end well. It didn't end well at all. So even trainers can make this mistake. Calm when you're mounting is not negotiable for you or your horse. And once you embrace that, it may take you a week longer to get on the first time or the next time, but you'll feel so much better when you get on. And then if you're like me, you can take 4 steps, get off and celebrate. My first ride back, it was 4 steps. But I was so calm. I knew I could do 4 steps. If you'd like a little help with your journey, schedule a Calm Ride strategy call, and it's just one-on-one. I'll help you put together a plan for your next step. Whether it's mounting, whether it's going from a trot to a canter, whatever it is for you, we're all different. I can help you. I'll put a link in the description below. Like, share, subscribe. I know there's still a lot of horse people out there that could use some help. And we're all too afraid to say anything. None of us ever admit that we need help. But we do. You guys have an amazing day. See you.